Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Input Left's Pokemon Diamond Randomizer Nuzlocke. We started today's recording session with some technical difficulties, but I believe they are all resolved now, so hopefully things will progress smoothly. And before we get into the episode today, I did just want to call attention to something. A friend of mine from high school is going through a rough time, and so I've linked to GoFundMe in the description and probably pinned a comment of it as well on this video. It actually may have been linked in the past couple videos that we recorded earlier. So if any of you guys want to check that out and get some more information about what that is, and maybe contribute or share it or whatever you can, I'd really appreciate it. I'm sure they'd really appreciate it as well. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with the video. How are you doing, Joe?
Amazing. I'm good, and thank you for sharing that link and making sure we're supporting our good cause through Input Left Industries. And I have to confess, we not only had technical difficulties, we also delayed 45 minutes to start, and a big part of that was because now that I'm a real adult with a car who drives,
right,
traffic is a thing that does happen, and
that's what it was.
There was some kind of major collision that led to 5-mile-per-hour stop and go traffic on a Sunday afternoon, not on a holiday weekend. So so I got to do the whole get angry at people, stop and stare, and hold up,
like a real adult.
hold up the traffic behind me with gaping mouth and eyes. The eyes were also gaping.
Oh yeah.
And the worst part about it, though, and I this is the first time I'm telling this story publicly. We had 5 containers of ice cream in the back, trunk of Zippy, the Smart 4-2. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but right now
it was really hot as well.
We're in the middle of a heat wave that's affecting especially the upper Midwest. And let me tell you what temperature it is. Hey Google, no, I'm just kidding. It's 90 degrees. You
just activated everybody's Hey Google.
Yeah,
way to go. It's
91. Yeah, normally it's headphone users beware, but this time,
non-headphone users beware.
It was high of 91 today in Minnesota, which is cooler than it's been the last several days. Yesterday, I think it was a high of 98 or 99. Actually, it was 99. Wow. So we're in the middle of that, and we had this ice cream, and I was so excited because it's dark chocolate, non-dairy ice cream, which,
it doesn't get better than
that. Luckily, I think it survived. But when I got home and I sent you that text, like, are we even gonna do this? It's gonna be 3:00. I don't know if you sensed it, but it was me in a pissy mood because of this ice cream ordeal.
Wait, what was this?
Well, just when I texted you that, we were gonna be delayed an hour.
Oh yeah. You said we recording today. If so, can we move to 2?
Yeah. I guess when you say it like that, it doesn't sound as pissy. But
you sent it like right before 1.
yeah. I guess that's important context.
The fact that you phrased it as a question was a little interesting. Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, I kind of assumed he would.
Are we even recording in 10 minutes?
Yeah. Like now that you say it, I can totally see how it's like, are we recording today? If so, can we move it to 2? Like I can see it like that now.
Yeah.
But
yeah. That's okay. Ice cream survived. Got some good groceries. I went with my mother, and it's interesting because with the smart car, it's pick one person to go with you. And for once, my brother was like, "Oh, I feel excluded," which is weird because he's very much a find any reason to stay home and play video games kind of kid. But he was excluded because I can't fit 2 people, 2 passengers.
Yeah,
but we did it.
What an embarrassment of a vehicle.
No, that's the beauty of the vehicle, actually.
Oh,
And there were so many moments where, especially in that traffic, had I had a bigger car, I don't know what would have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you were really bobbing and weaving with that.
There was actually
with that small car.
an ambulance came through on the expressway, and it was like Moses parting the waters. Like everyone in the right lane. I don't know if you've experienced like ambulance in the middle of 5 mile per hour traffic.
I'm not sure.
Stop and
go.
go.
Like probably at some
The whole
point,
right lane moved into the like emergency lane. The whole left lane like went as close as possible to the brick or to the highway wall. And then like the ambulance almost had to stop for me. I tucked my tiny car like in between on the left side because I was in the middle lane. But there's a PSA: get a tiny car. I have many recommendations besides smart car. Volkswagen Beetle also ranks up there. But go on.
I was gonna say this is probably like really sappy, sentimental, and meaningless.
Sure.
But the fact that people consistently move out of the way for emergency vehicles like that, you know, at their own expense, you know, their own timetables and everything, it does give me a small little kernel of hope, you know, in my heart that like we do kind of care,
I
right?
mean,
like maybe it's that they don't want to be seen as assholes, you know, maybe for some people that's all it is like, you know, they do it because they think there'll be a punishment of some kind, whether legal or social.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think
it.
it's also like the law. But
the effect,
yeah.
But the effect is the same regardless.
Yes.
You know,
totally.
and that's heartwarming. It's a small light in a dark tunnel.
Totally. Yeah, it's a good thing, definitely. It's one thing they'll do. They'll all tailgate, they'll all speed, they'll all cut you off, but at least they'll pull over for an emergency vehicle.
Exactly. You get it.
What are you doing also?
I was just looking around for some items, see if we could find anything
legendary.
Good, like we already have an encounter.
Ah, shoot, we got dragon.
But you know, I'm trying to see, you know, maybe we can get like some leftovers, a TM or something that's valuable. But yeah, in this episode, I'm hoping we'll make it to the Ironworks, which will give us another encounter.
Right, we were talking
probably
about
a few items.
We were talking about
kind of an obscure location. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there are people who have like played through this entire game multiple times who are like, what Ironworks? Because like it's kind of hard to find, and even if you have found it at some point before, you may well have forgotten about it.
Now, I also wanted to say, unrelated to the Ironworks thing, if I sound congested, or kind of like nasally or anything, or I cough, or you hear me swallow, dear viewers, the reason is I have a very unique allergy that was activated today. This is real.
It is actually very unique. Like, you are going to think he's memeing when he says it, but believe me, he is not.
It's a very specific allergy, and people always question me when I say it.
They're like, yeah, no way.
But it was confirmed when I was a child. I got tested and everything. It's very much real. And I very much can tell when I consume this thing. It's a food allergy. But hurry up. Wait, hold on. Before I continue, pause the video, go down to the comments section, and guess what this obscure food allergy is.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a hint if you want it.
Sure.
And the hint is that it is it's a spice, right? Like it's a seasoning.
Right. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's oregano. And it's specifically oregano. And I don't think it's other herbs or spices in the oregano family either. I think it's just oregano. I had some fish today, and it was like Italian seasoned salmon. It was just like a frozen grocery store thing. It wasn't actually like true fancy, but I read that it had oregano after I bought it. It was too late. There was no going back. I'm one of those people where I'll just disregard my allergy if I'm in the mood for the thing. And a lot of good food is cooked with oregano.
Notably, for context, it's not a deathly allergy, which is why he would do that.
I mean, I was hospitalized. I was hospitalized as a kid, but yeah, I think my body's more used to it.
Yeah. And, well, yeah, I'm saying that like if you have like for example, a slice of pizza with some oregano on it, like it's not gonna kill you. Probably, it might just like it makes you like cough and stuff. You know, it's very uncomfortable.
Well, and I'll give you a fun story about. I don't know. I think I've told you this one where I was at my professor's house.
Yes, this is the story I tell other people this story because I think it's very funny.
I think it's really funny too. So, for the viewers, I was at a professor had over the class in college, and I went to a school where class sizes are small, so it would be kind of a regular thing, especially for when you're a first year, for invitations like that from professors. And she sent out a form ahead of time for allergy information. And I put oregano. I think I put it like somewhat mostly seriously, but also a lot of times when there are allergy forms and I put oregano, I don't expect anyone to actually cater to that because I don't know if they know what to do with that information, you know? Like it's different than peanut allergy. Like no one's checking everything for oregano. No one, right? No one's
like
calling
it's not
ahead.
something that people disclose, you know, like, oh, this product contains
oregano.
or was made in a facility that processes oregano.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Warning may contain traces of oregano.
Exactly.
But my professor was actually gonna accommodating, and so we were getting pizza. So that's for those who don't have oregano allergies. Pizza is a very common place where you'll find oregano. Not all pizza, especially cheaper pizzas, I think, use a lot of oregano to kind of make up for like their lack of natural taste. Oh my god, we got swords dance. That's huge. Oh my god, he can learn it.
We have to. That's another thing
we
that
gotta wait till we get.
Can't really
forget her. Yeah.
Yeah, like we could also put it on, Mitch, interestingly, but I don't think it's worth putting on Mitch.
Because doesn't Mayor Bernie learn? Doesn't he have bullet punch or learn bullet punch?
I think he might. He had Mach Punch, but I already got rid of that for close combat.
Let's remember Mach Punch and give him a sword dance Mach Punch build.
Yeah. And Mitch already has Curse, so I feel like it's not as useful for Mitch. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to wait again until like actually quite shortly we're gonna be able to go to Canalave, I think, and start moving those moves. But anyway,
back so pizza is a pretty high oregano thing, especially as I was saying, cheaper pizzas use oregano to compensate for a lack of real flavor. It's like putting a lot of salt on something. Like you do it because it doesn't have
butter.
So Will and I have a interesting history with Domino's, but that's one where I think they use a lot
of a story for another time.
Oregano. That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
But the professor called ahead for this pizza place. It's a local place by the school, and she, I guess, asked for options without oregano.
And for context as well, like you are in Minnesota.
Right.
It's not renowned for its pizza. So like that's going to become
This is important, especially also important as a born Chicagoan. Chicago native, if you will. These pizza things are personal to me, you know.
Right.
But and that's kind of important to the story too, because she orders this pizza without oregano. My hunch is that my hunch is that they had the pizzas without oregano were just pizzas that oregano didn't really go with flavor wise, and not for some allergy reason. And so I arrive, she's like, oh, and I saw that you had the oregano allergy, and she didn't laugh or anything, like, but she pointed out.
She probably stifled a laugh.
She probably laughed with her husband and kids beforehand. But she pointed out like, oh, there's these pizza options that don't have oregano. And lo and behold, it's freaking baked potato pizza is one of the two. And the other is like peppers. And it's like, oh, thanks. You got me like the fun and goofy, like disgusting ones. But of course I didn't say that. I said, oh, thank you, whatever.
That's so thoughtful.
Right, exactly. But I was like, no, first of all, this isn't good pizza to begin with. and now you want me to eat baked potato pizza? So I made the logical decision in that moment, which was to consume pepperoni and sausage pizzas.
Which were like the only ones that were edible, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But they had, famously, they had
oregano. Of course,
oregano.
they had oregano.
Yeah.
But I was, I'm still the kind of person where I'll see oregano on the sign. I'll just take note of it. I'll take note of allergies afterwards, but I'll still go for it if I'm in the mood for it, knowing I'll have a reaction. Apparently, and I told you this was bad pizza, even though it's a local place and everything. Maybe because it's a local place in Minnesota. And I guess there was a lot of oregano in it because my throat started closing up, which is my normal reaction to oregano. But like, it was getting pretty bad. And I asked, I didn't want to start coughing because this was my first year course professor, I would have her for like 3 more classes for my whole time at college. And she's going to be my advisor. Like, I was there for the long haul and I could not look that dumb. So I went, asked if I could go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I was like drinking sink water and trying to like, keep my breath steady and like kind of clear my throat, but quietly. I stayed in that bathroom for like 10 minutes or something until I kind of stabilized. I did, Benadryl is what works for that mostly.
Yeah.
And I was not going to ask for Benadryl and say and I didn't have emergency Benadryl on me. So I kind of timed it out. Only later did I tell her, actually my senior year, we were at kind of a closing, like capping it off the whole experience.
Yeah, when it was like no longer a risk.
Right, exactly. When it's like, okay, I got everything I need out of this professional student relationship. And I told her, yeah, you remember that time? Like, I ate the pizza with oregano. Everyone kind of laughed. They probably also thought it was dumb, but it's okay. We are seniors. We were enjoying the moment, so.
Comedy is just tragedy plus time, as they say.
Exactly.
And I was a tragedy.
And I always say, I'll laugh at anyone's pain as long as they don't die. It's probably a little...
You might want to refine that slightly.
Yeah. Oh maybe that was the wrong way to phrase it, but let me explain. If someone falls down the stairs and then they're like, I'm okay, then I'll crack up, right? Then it's funny. But the first reaction, of course, is like, oh my God, are you okay? They say yes.
Yeah, I think maybe
okay
the better way to phrase it,
yeah,
just for like clarity,
yeah.
it's like I'll laugh at anyone's pain so long as there's no long lasting harm.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I think death would qualify as long lasting.
Right, but also I don't want them to like lose an arm. Haha, that's so funny. Like, no, obviously.
Or like have psychological trauma.
Yeah.
Awful event. Yeah.
Right.
I'll laugh at that. I mean, you didn't die, so right. I'll laugh.
No. And sometimes death is even better,
oh my God, yeah. That's a dark concept.
Well, just real talk.
It's a little too real, maybe.
Yeah. So that's the story of the exterior allergy. It kind of started. Awareness of it started when I was a kid, and I ate like, I don't remember if it was Chef Boyardee ravioli or something like that. But it was some kind of like, I feel like it was ravioli, but it was some kind of like Italian noodle dish that had oregano in it. And my throat started closing up. I didn't know what was going on. I think I might have got like knocked out at some point.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it was like really serious. Then I got the allergy test. It was traumatic because it was something I really enjoyed the flavor of that I had to now not consume.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think it's, as far as allergies go, you could have done a lot worse.
Oh,
it
yeah,
is hilarious as well.
That too, yeah.
But I mean, you're like, oh, it's something I loved and I can't eat it anymore. And I'm thinking of like the people that have like dairy allergies and stuff. I'm like, oh, but it's obviously still. I mean, that sucks. I like Italian food and seasoning a lot, and having to worry like that I'll end up like coughing or suffocating every time I eat something Italian is be a little.
It's very specific.
A little crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's just like one cuisine that you have to always be on guard of. Yeah.
And it's one of, first of all, it's objectively one of the best cuisines. But then on top of
up there.
that, it's one of my favorites. And you know, the colonizer blood in me, the white blood on my dad's side, it's all Italian. So you know that was Christopher Columbus. And he had no oregano allergy that's been documented. So
that's not as far as we know.
Right, exactly. So there you go. Do you kind of have this map like layout in your memory, or
no? Not really. I'm just gonna plan it by ear, see what's around. I guess the encounter there don't appear to be any encounters on the interior, so we'll just get it from outside. Once we're done here.
So you have any allergies, since this is the allergy episode, apparently?
Not that I'm aware of, you know, unless I have like some weird minor allergies. Sometimes I feel like I have a little bit of like lactose intolerance, maybe, but like
I think everyone
does. Well, I guess that's true. Yeah,
you've heard that, right?
Probably no more than the average person.
Like,
well, yeah, because like we're not meant to consume like cow's milk, and I think it becomes more pronounced with age as well. Is my impression.
Well, that, and also, my understanding is that if you go even like a couple months without drinking milk or consuming dairy in a major way, your body will like start to treat it as poison. And when you're a kid, you're like drinking milk for fun, like that's a fun drink. You drink milk all the time.
Yes.
Or at least our generation did, because we were the got milk kids. Our parents were told that milk was super healthy.
Yep.
And there's actually a lot of interesting marketing history behind that, but when you're I mean,
Shrek told me, got milk.
Exactly.
What was I gonna do?
But once you get older,
like at school, you know, you would get like your
milk cartons,
like your milk cartons, so maybe your chocolate milk cartons, and that was just like, kind of sinister. I think like not as sinister maybe as like, you know, cigarette marketing to children or Juuls or whatever, but like it's probably up there. Well, you know,
I think chocolate milk is one thing because it's a dessert. It's a treat, and sure, like maybe kids were drinking chocolate milk every day. I was for a period of time. That's bad.
Yeah.
But like at least it's, you know, it's treated as like a sugar drink. Like everyone, they don't try and tell you. Well, I guess they probably do try and tell you that chocolate milk is healthy too.
I don't know.
But something about
I think
something about like regular milk being marketed as healthy seems so much worse to me than like, you know, chocolate milk. Like, I don't know. There's only so much you can do to deceive people about chocolate milk. But like regular milk wasn't really a healthy option to begin with, and you just told us it was. I don't know.
I guess there's some truth to that. Yeah, for me, it's like, I think there's a lot of things that are currently advertised to children. I know that like you technically can't, like there's a lot of regulations about advertising to children, but they are frequently circumvented.
There is and there isn't. I mean, especially in the US. Like my understanding is a lot of the EU, maybe it's EU policy that like, you cannot directly advertise to kids, and that is just not at all true in the US, you know.
Yeah. I think what I was gonna say though is that like there's a lot of stuff that we do advertise to children that we probably should not, because like even if it's indirectly advertised to children, like obviously there's the Juul thing, and Juul's always like, oh, you know, like I never advertise, we never advertise to children. It's always like a purely, you know, it's adults, it's young looking 18-year-old adults in those commercials, and then you have like which I think is a problem still, but like,
I think 18-year-olds are children these days.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think as humanity progresses, as we get like older and older, the age in which we have to consider people children will change.
Well, and obviously education.
There's a time not that long ago in the grand scheme of things, like a few hundred years ago, 14-year-olds were considered like adults, you know?
Well, and we're at
the concept of adult and children almost didn't exist. If you go back far enough, like there is very little real difference. Also, this is our encounter.
Well, also, I love Growlithe. I love Arcanine.
Yeah, same. It's a good one.
Well, and also I was gonna say that. What were we talking about again?
We were talking about like advertising to children, and I think it's like it's not even just something like explicitly harmful, like cigarettes or Juuls. There's also a lot of things that. No, hang on. Let me just get this point in though, because I think it's important, because people don't always consider this. But we even have like, you know, disregarding alcohol and other drugs. We advertise like soft drinks to children. We advertise caffeinated beverages essentially to children.
Oh yeah.
And those are equally harmful things in many ways, right? That we
Right.
should really not be doing. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna add that, you know, over 50% of our generation goes to some like level of undergrad, I think. So, you know, and almost like the high school graduation rates over the years have, and obviously attendance rates have increased dramatically. So in some sense, like adulthood doesn't really start till, for a lot of people, it might not start till you're like 21, you know?
Yeah.
So
I would say that like I still sometimes don't feel like I'm an adult. I'm 22 years old, and it's still weird when I think about like I'll see on the news sometimes. I'll say like 19-year-old man was arrested, and I'm like,
yeah, that's not a man.
I'm older than that person. I don't
That's a
consider
boy.
them a man.
That is a boy.
I wouldn't consider myself a man, frankly. Like I still don't think of myself as a man oftentimes. At least sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Yeah,
I totally get what you're saying.
I mean, and they do that with like 18-year-old man arrested too, and I'm like, okay, like or 18-year-old man shot in conflict with police. I'm like, no,
Exactly.
18-year-old kid attacked by law enforcement.
And famously,
Yeah.
I think it was Sean Hannity
Yeah.
who said in the recent shooting of the young boy in Chicago by the police.
Yeah.
He called him a 13-year-old man.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I don't know if you heard
I didn't
that.
hear that, no.
Yeah.
But to cap off this milk thing,
Yeah.
to cap off this milk thing though, like, yeah. So I was just gonna say that when we were kids, at least, drinking milk every day was like a thing that you could very likely be doing because of the way milk was talked about and marketed as a health beverage for kids.
Yeah, I don't know if like the really young Zoomers experience that,
No,
but like
I'd
I would
be
drink
really
milk
curious.
with dinner. You know, I'd have a glass of milk with dinner. Nowadays, I'm a big water drinker. I almost always just drink water
That's
when
good.
I can.
I have like, I don't know if the word was like calcium buildup or something, but I have like these white marks on
Calcium deposit.
yeah, like I have these white marks on my teeth from I think intaking too much calcium, like drinking too much milk.
Wow.
That have just made permanent like I've had like orthodontists don't know what it is, right? Dentists know what it is. So
Damn.
an orthodontist will look at it and be like, "Do you have a filling? Like, is that a cavity? Did you have a filling?" And I'd be like, "No, I've always had this." And like I've had to like I remember when I was getting braces, like every single time I went in there, it was a different person that looked at it, or even when it was the same person, they would be like, "You've had cavities, right? You've had fillings." I'm like, "No." First of all, you should have this shit like documented on my record, but that's from this milk.
Yeah.
That's from this milk thing. But now that
I did not know about that. I'll be honest. I have not
Yeah?
heard about that, and fortunately, I don't think I suffered from it, despite drinking a lot of milk when I was young.
yeah, but now that we're adults and we're not doing that, yeah, I think they say you go a few months without milk, you start developing like basically your body starts treating it like the poison it was already, and
Yeah.
and so you get less and less resistance to dairy.
So milk I don't really care about nowadays.
but, like,
on
cheese.
its own. But cheese and like
cheese.
ice cream and other like baking goods that have dairy in them, and like, you know, like certain soups that are like cream of whatever.
Oh yeah, cream.
Like,
yeah.
like butter. Oh my god, I can't do it, dude. I'm sorry. I love that shit so much. It's so bad though.
So we do have to name this person
That's
dog.
right.
Male dog.
Another dog, a male dog.
First thing that came to mind was Ted Cruz.
Wolf Blitzer.
Oh, is he supposed to be? He's a wolf, right? Yeah. Well, he's kind of.
Arcanine is like kind of like it almost has like a lion tiger aesthetic,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's more dog than anything else.
Wolf
And I feel
Blitzer
like
is
this
good.
is the time for Wolf
Okay,
Blitzer.
yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Do you know how to spell his name? Is it 2 F's, 1 F, any E's in there?
It's probably WOLFE. Let me look it up really quick.
Well, I don't even know if we can fit it all, but yeah, you
Well,
look
can
it
put
up.
Wolf B, or you can just put Wolf.
Wolf Blitz. there.
No, no E. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then-
just straight up Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. Wolflitz. Yeah, Wolflitz. All right,
his
great.
name.
Okay.
That's actually a really good Pokemon. Like, God forbid anything happens to Mayor Bernadine
Right.
Bernabe. Like, that is a really strong
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
candidate. Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good place to end the episode.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Document.
I'll just go to the Pokemon Center real quick.
Include your allergies in the chat, not to be confused with your guess on my allergy. And
I do think we missed a few items though. Actually, in the Floroma Meadows.
We can go back. We can go back.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll go back.
See you next time. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.